We have with us a Denver, Colorado native.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Why don't you introduce yourself to our Rolling Out audience?
Well, I appreciate you first for having me. Appreciate rolling out. I am the honorable, I call myself Baux, that's B-A-U-X, also known as Mr. Appreciate You. Northside Swiss Lemon, somebody mama like it, it is probably yours. So appreciate rolling out, having me, and allowing me to bless y'all with my presence. So thank you.
Nice. So why would you think that my mama would like your music?
Man, you know, it's just because it's I have something for everybody. You know, I tell people I'm an artist more than just a rapper or somebody that does R&B. There's many bags to me, and so that's always a play off of your mama, your auntie, your granddaddy. I have something for everyone in your family, so I kind of like play with that a little bit. So.
That's good. Like, you just like Mr. Multi-talented. You said you even do pop music?
Yes, ma'am. I do. So I try to keep my hands just in music. Period. My mother raised me to just be a lover of music. Everything from 80s to bass music, house music, all the way down to Afrobeat, Johnny Gill, Bobby Brown, Muddy Waters, Lil Walker. And so the gamut of music just stretched across the diaspora. And so rap wasn't included in that. R&B a little bit, but again, more on the softer side of R&B. And so it wasn't until I turned about 15, 16 that I started exploring the rap bag. But by then I was already singing in church, singing in the living room, singing parks, things of that nature, playing the keys, playing the drums, things of that nature.
Wow. So who taught you how to play keyboard?
I actually taught myself. So
Really?
I got in church probably 2003, my grandmother's wishes upon her deathbed. And so got into the church, and I was always raised in the church. Let me say I got back into the church upon my grandmother's wishes for her deathbed. And so it was just picking up them old habits from a little kid. I had always played the drums, the drum line, you sit on the bench waiting your turn to get on them drums. And so that was always a part of, the Southern Baptist piece. So let me take a step back. My family's from Mississippi.
Okay.
And so that's where the musical, instrumentation.
What part of Mississippi?
North Jackson.
Okay.
Jacktown, to be exact. If you're from Jackson, we call it Jacktown. So, but just always having music around. And then we got into the church, and we didn't have a key player. So I decided to, learn the keys. And so taught myself how to play the keys, play the drums.
So y'all had the neighborhood church?
We did. We had the neighborhood church where everybody, from your cousins to your uncles, again, all the boys know what it is. You're going to learn to play these drums.
Wow.
And so it started at 6 years old, all the way up to 14, 15, and you sit there and you practice. The young ladies, they're going to be in the choir, and I tell people, I come from the church where you go to church at 7 in the morning, and you really don't go back home till 9 at night.
Wow.
You get the little break right after morning service to walk around the neighborhood about 2 hours, but you still ain't leaving. You go downstairs, get you some food. Y'all go play around the neighborhood, but grandma and auntie, they gonna stay upstairs and they gonna sit in the pews and they gonna talk, and it's like, why we can't go home?
Right.
So I'm one of them kids that, was always around music, always around some form of spiritual expression, because that's all music is.
Do you feel like that's how community was built back in the day?
It is. I think music in general is probably one of the biggest stitches or pieces of string that we have that sews our existence together. Because if you think about it, music's the only thing that will cause someone who has a issue with someone, meaning if I'm a racist person and I don't like a particular race, I can appreciate the music. You think about the time in era of Jim Crow, right?
Right.
You had this heavy burden of segregation. And even though our counterparts at the time might not have appreciated who we were as human beings, one thing that they would pull up for, that they would spend their coin on, is our music, is our talent,
They want to come to
gift,
the jukebox.
Exactly. And so I think that music is the thing that shapes and creates, or can shape and create, positive or negative. So I think that is what also, caused us to become what we're lacking now as a people, and that's the camaraderie, the togetherness that we had in the 30s, 40s, and 50s. Segregation forced us to have to deal with each other because nobody else wanted to, and so that forces you to have to figure out ways of economics, figure out other ways. But then, in the midst of all of the hardship, what's the burden relief? And that's the juke joints. That's them old mom and pop's houses. That's the auntie cook houses where you can go get a good meal. But more than that, listen to some music to bring your soul down, help that day that you just had rough, you know, help you relax, give you inspiration because you're going through something. That's what the music does.
Let me ask you a question. How do you think that, I think that's what is missing with the teenagers in music today.
Yes, ma'am.
Because their music is not reflecting the times that you're talking about.
Yes, ma'am.
Their music is reflecting the struggle.
Yeah.
And the struggle is real sometimes for some people. And sometimes, you know, how do, like they say, you shouldn't judge an artist by his lyrics.
Yeah.
But then over here, they're like, the artist raps about, you know, storytelling. So it's like, how do you know which is storytelling? Maybe it wasn't his story. Maybe he was telling somebody else's story. You know what I mean? Or maybe he was just elaborating on the story.
You know, honestly, I think that is that's a direct war on us as a culture and us as a music, I believe. Because if you think about it, like we take songs like, I can't think of the artist off the top of my head, but Mama, I just killed a man. You know what I'm saying? Pull my trigger, now he's dead. And so you think of lyrics like that from our rock counterparts. From my
then your mom is 92 and she died, and then they looking at you.
And so
sideways.
You think about, exactly. You think about country songs, you think about rock songs that perpetuate some form of violence.
Oh, but they don't do it to the country music.
It's not used in court
and
against
the
them.
blues. If you really listen to some of them lyrics in the blues, you like,
same thing.
He did what? But nobody is questioning that.
Same thing. I'm accountable to take this gift that God has given me and use it in the correct way. I got the songs and the music that talk about the trap and talk about the gun busting, but it's also from the standpoint of what's reality. Not me actually out there doing it, but giving it from reality. I think the difference between when you're giving an overview opposed to what you're saying that you're actually doing, that's the difference. You have these kids nowadays who are actually telling exactly what they're doing.
Right,
you know, we come from an era
they breaking in houses and logging on to Facebook, checking their account while they're in there.
31195 East 2nd Road. I was driving my track hawk. Like, they give it all up. And it's like, you making the DEA, the feds, like they ain't got to do nothing but just turn on the internet nowadays, and they got their whole case laid out for them. There's no more police work. Let me ask you this question, and this is the question I always have.
Right.
How do we change the diaspora? The way we change the diaspora is we need to get back to raising. Ain't no raising. Think about it. Grandmothers nowadays are the same age as aunties.
And she like, I don't babysit.
Sisters. You see what I'm saying? It's like, what's the grandmothers? What are the grandfathers? Grandfathers
where
now
the uncles in the
old.
community?
They too busy gangbanging. They too busy, still trying to be the OG and still trying to be the standard for, in my opinion, the generation that's coming after them, instead of saying, okay, hold on, I know you seen me out there but what I didn't tell you is I wasn't making no money doing this. I got shot doing that, or X, Y, and Z. Oh, OG, I just seen you at the such and such and such and such, and I thought, yeah, man, but no, I got messed up that night. They not telling the game, and so these boys is following that blueprint to a T.
Oh yeah, one thing Jay-Z said, I was listening to last week, he was like, everybody respects the end result.
Yes, ma'am.
He said, respect the process.
There's no hustle about anything. I mean, even in this music game, if you look at how the music game is moving now, there's no hustle. Everything is a hit record. If I got a hit record, you out of here. There's no catalog. There's no follow-up. And so you think about it. We might have 1 million rappers right now. You might have, I say right now, this is probably the time in the game where most young people have made the most money. Because you have the streaming game DSPs. You have other ways and forms that they can make money. But see, here's the problem. You have all of these young artists being brought into the game, and there's no more what the labels, the big major labels do.
No more artist development.
Artist development. Where's the person that sit the artist down and say, hey, so let's take 30 minutes in the conference room and I'm going to pretend like I'm going to interview you and then you
no media training.
I'm so tired of watching interviews and
and they have no dialogue, no communication.
Yes, ma'am.
So here's my thing. You as an artist, you have an opinion, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And you're a voice for the people, because this is what happened back in the day. Older artists. This is what Luther and Jeffrey Osborne and different ones, they were telling a whole story, but it was more about love and how to date, how to treat a woman, how to show somebody you love them. Like everything was was valuable lessons. So when you're in the booth right now, like, what motivates you when you're in the booth? Like, you know what? Like, are you sitting there maybe sipping your bourbon like, oh, you know what? I'm feeling in this mood. And you just start writing. Or you at a restaurant, you see a couple sitting there. Or you driving through, you know, the community and you like, this is a shame. Like, how do you get inspired and sit down? Do you pin it? Or you just go in the booth and record it? What is your process?
Yes, ma'am. I'm glad you asked that. It is that. I'm a realist. You know, I tell people I was actually raised, and so my music is for those that were raised, and then trying to get those people that wasn't raised back raised. And so what do I mean by that? What you just stated, the ability to be able to say, I can hear this music, I can hear this track, I can hear this beat, and I'm not only hearing rap. I'm not only hearing the R&B that's talking about, you know, having sex with you and doing it. I'm taking it from the approach because, again, I didn't grow up on the hip hop and R&B. I grew up on the Osbournes and the Anita Bakers. And so when I listen to a track, I'm approaching it from, okay, what's going on in my life currently? You see what I'm saying?
You taking a Billy D. Williams approach.
Yeah, but then at the same time, looking at the spectrum of the world, like, what is missing? Okay, we're missing love. But then I think about what's real love? When I'm with my fiance, and we have a fight and an argument, what does that look like? When we want to be around each other, what does that look like? When I miss her, what does that look like? When I'm frustrated, and then I put it into a song, and I put it into the music. And so, because I know there has to be somebody out here, white, black, Asian, that can also say, you know what? I also get mad at my old lady. My old lady also don't like me coming home late. And she also, you know, has these weird quirks about having, you know, her leg between my legs when we sleep. And so I'll make a song of me just talking about all the little quirky things that I like about her. I like when you twist your hair. I like when you whisper sweet nothings, right? I might make a song of it. And now Todd from Wisconsin, Bobby from Compton, you know, Trey from Atlanta can all relate, even though they're different cultures, different races, they still can relate. Hey, my wife does that. My wife does that. My girlfriend does it as well. So,
now, has that ever gotten you in trouble?
Oh, it does.
Because it's like, wait a minute.
Yeah, it's
my hair ain't like that.
Oh, yeah.
So who you singing about?
Oh yeah, it's always gonna get you it's always gonna get you in trouble. But I think for me, it's you know, communication is the biggest piece.
Right.
As long as whoever you with has that understanding, you know, this is you know, inspiration. And then, you know, for me, we don't live in a world of empathy. And so if this is your man, if this is your woman, you should be able to practice that empathy and understand, like, there's real fear and real insecurity. If you are on the level to be blessed to enter this game and have that success, I mean, you know, men and women coming left and right, not even because of what they look like, but it's just simply the status and what they have. So you have to understand, as you know, if you're a woman artist and you have a husband, you got to kind of have some empathy for him saying, well, I see 100 dudes run up to you all day.
Right. And
you ain't turning them down because I understand you as an artist, so you flirting with them and all that. And I understand it being a job, but I'm still human. It still bothers me.
Right.
So I still need you at some point throughout the day, throughout the time, to affirm me, confirm me, right? And so I feel like that's how you handle that. It's all moving pieces to it, but if you handle this music and whatever, not even music, just the gift you was given, like a job, like a career. Here's the balance. And I think for me, I don't get caught up in the illusions and the tricks. That's why I put my real life into the music. I think what happens is people enter this music game and think they're separate. They think that they have to shed who they were and put on this persona. Yeah, you do. You have to put on the persona as you as an artist, but the essence of you has to remain the same.
Right.
Meaning, I can't get caught up in the fact that this young lady is pretty right now, that she has a body, because see, there's things and principles that she might not be able to handle. So when it comes and it's, oh my God, can I get your number? Can I? Well, I died in 2020, and so I was in the bed for ICU for 2.5 months. When I looked to my right, it was Jasmine. So, and then I look at my sons, and then I'm down here. And who's taking care of my sons now? Who's holding the household down when I need? If I run out of money, who's sending me $20? If I need you, I got to look at all of these things that you don't see as a woman that's in my face telling me I look good and all this stuff that you really can't handle because you're looking at the glitz and the glam. But Shawty, when it get hard and I'm broke, where you gonna be at? You're gonna be like everybody else. And so you have to stay tied to those women, men from day one that didn't ask you for anything, didn't want nothing from you but you. and wanted to see you win. And so I think that's the problem. People get in positions and it's your same life. These your same people. The only difference is more people know you now.
Right.
And you just got to keep that balance. You think about it. If
okay, we gonna play this interview in about 2 years. We keep that same energy
yeah,
up.
I mean, you have to. You have to. I mean, but now let me say this. That's for those that have one.
Right.
Now, for those that don't, and you enter into this game, it's you play it just like you play regular life. When you out in the club and you out and about, you go for what you like. You go for what like you back. You have a conversation with that person. You talk to them. I mean, I don't understand how. I can get it, honestly, because people look good, role players. But you can sense a person that's really dealing with you,
right,
for you, or dealing with you because status, clout, and money that you have. And so,
but a lot of people just choose clout anyway.
Oh, all the time,
yeah.
all the time. But one thing you have to know, and that's why it's if I had to give any artist, you got to get your team before you even touch this game.
Yeah,
before you start shopping deals, meeting with labels, A&Rs, even doing interviews like this, have you some type of team, right, management, lawyers, things of that nature, because if you don't, what happens is then you get another person's agenda. And so that's what happens. All of these people, all these artists are getting other people's agendas. And then what's happening is people getting pushed aside. And then that's why you see 2-3 months in, new artists are having beef. New artists are having issues with their labels, and money's missing. And it's just like, how is that even possible? Because the business wouldn't take care of before they came to the table and it was asked, so what do you want from it? And I don't know, I just want to be hot.
Right.
And that's
like,
the industry. Oh, yeah, come on. That's what we looking for. We gonna run you, know what I'm saying? We gonna rape you and run you. And I'm not saying all of them, but the majority.
Right. What is the name of the single that you're pushing right now?
So we pushing a couple projects working on. So we're working on a project called Gumbo. Okay. The high corn genreless. And so I call myself the high corn, which is a hyena/unicorn. And I give you the reason why I call myself that. Okay. I give myself the hyena title because I'm just as hungry as a hyena. Most people, if you haven't done the research, which I know you probably have, hyenas eat everything. Skin, bone. When they feast, they eat it all. And so they're also resilient. When they start on a hunt, they go days chasing. You see what I'm saying? Like a lion, they're gonna chase you so far. A hyena pack will follow a pack for weeks, days, just to get one kid. Unicorn, mythological creature, don't nobody believe it. And so, because I'm a black male, right, that has all of this sound in me, that's what I always get. Man, what are you? Who are you? They'll hear the rock, they'll hear the pop, and they like, right, is that same dude who's just rapping? And so, it's refreshing. Used to be scary, but it's refreshing now to be able to do all of it. So, working on genreless, and so that has Manish, which is the R&B project that's coming out.
Right.
That's already out.
Why did you want to call it Manish?
So I'm a country boy by heart.
Reflection of yourself.
Yeah, reflection of me.
That's because that's the old school saying. He's so managed.
Well,
I haven't heard that in so long.
That's equated to Pearlie Mae. My grandma, rest in peace.
And where's she from? Natchez?
She's from Hines County, Jackson, Mississippi. Hines County. And so she that was her word for me. I ain't gonna lie, I was a little boy in the hood that I wanted to be the ladies' man. So I was outside standing on them green electric boxes in the projects. With all the little project girls performing Bobby Brown, and again, my mama would let me watch his concerts, and so, Bobby, you would get nasty, so I would, pull my pants down and take my shirt off.
You was doing it.
Well, one day I got caught by my grandma, and so I remember, the only thing I remember her saying, get your mannish ass down, and so from that point forward, Cameron, you a little mannish ass, and so it kind of stuck with me, so I'm a Scorpio too.
But that wasn't a compliment, right?
I know it wasn't. I know it wasn't, but we turn it to, you turn it into something positive. Okay. So all of us have especially as men, we have a mannish nature in it.
Oh,
but it has to be directed good. I mean, right.
So are you directing it good in the song?
Yeah. I mean, listen, if you got an old lady, if you got you a wife, if you got just somebody special, it's for you to be able to express that nature positively. Again, I think it's lost.
So you're giving them permission to be managed.
Take it back to, I want you to feel like when you listening to In Between the Sheets, this is not really for your 25-year-olds to, this ain't the Jack Rabbit 6. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I want you to be able to play managed with a glass of wine. Y'all sit there and stare at each other for a little bit. If you want to stand up and strip, she want to strip. What I'm saying is it's meant to bring passion back to the bedroom. Again, I'm trying to create with the R&B, just with the music, period, timeless music, something that you can say, hey man, my granddaddy used to listen to that.
Right.
I think we have to understand that music has changed.
Yes.
I think we haven't caught that yet. I think every generation has understood when music has shifted. You know what I'm saying? Like, you think about your grandparents. I believe they knew when they, all right, our time of music is up because we can't understand nothing. Then your mama knew. You know what I'm saying? And now it's our time, but I think our generation, we holding on so tough. No, we don't want to let it go. We can't let these little young, dumb, whatever we call them, have it. And what we have to understand is it's already gone. So what we need to do is try to find and tap into those who still had a spirit, because you got to think about it.
Yeah.
Through every generation, from the 20s all the way to present time, there's always been a fighting force. Even when the new genre came in, you still was like, well, where's the Earth, Wind, and Fires? Where's the such and such and such and such in the mix of all of this disco, right?
Yeah.
But then you still found those few that came in there's like, okay, it might be 80% disco, but we got these 5 or 6 during this era who still giving us that old school or whatever it is you're looking for. And so I just think that that's what needs to happen. I think we have to stop looking for this younger generation to abide by the rules that we were given. There's no more rules
true.
now.
Just let them do what they're going to do.
Yeah, let them do it, and then you got people like Baux. I got y'all. Listen, I'm gonna make plenty of music for the 27s on up. You feel what I'm saying? And so,
well, thank you so much. You've been so
appreciate
informative. I cannot wait to check this music out because I'm gonna see like what's really going on in the gumbo.
Oh, you won't be disappointed. You won't be disappointed at all. I got a little bit of everything: Afrobeat, pop, rock.
It's
R&B,
all on the same project?
So Gumbo's gonna be broken, Gumbo's gonna be broken out. It's gonna be a bunch of mini little projects that drop. I mean, there's a bunch of stuff out now.
Okay.
That I put you on and stuff. But yeah, Gumbo's gonna be broken out into different pots because again, there's no more rules.
Right. Do you have your own platform you want everyone to go to?
I do. So you guys can hit up www.617music.com. That's www.617music.com. Right now we got everything on there. So we're pushing Look, that's the club record. We pushing Manish, that's also that's the R&B record. Pushing Tequila and Backwoods, that's the country record. We pushing Heifer Ho Bitch, which is also a club record. And then what's the other one we pushing? Wait a
minute, the Club Ho record?
It's called Heifer Ho Bitch.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm pushing on that one. That one go great. So each installment has 5, and so it's literally gonna be one from each genre. Boom, that EP drops. Then a couple weeks later.
So what's the Backwoods? What genre is that?
Tequila and Backwoods. That's country. I actually have a band that plays. We did the video, shot it live. They actually played.
Oh, you
I
did
made
already?
them play. Oh yeah, I made them play. Ain't no we play. And so
people fall in love with the band.
Man, we dropped it 3 days ago. It's already up to 5,000 streams so far.
Really?
Or 5,000 views on YouTube. I haven't checked. I think we like 20,000.
Are they here or are they in Denver?
In Denver. Yeah, we shot it in Denver. So I'll actually be back in town in a couple weeks for some videos.
You bringing the band?
You know what? I might have to. We know we're trying to assemble a band here. So if you watch it, you listen, you cold.
Y'all might have to come on Sunday nights. And see all these legendary jazz players that's over here.
Hey, I'm always willing to pull up, be over here. I mean, this place is. If you ain't been here, you need to. If you blessed like me, she blesses you with the opportunity. You definitely need to get here, man. This place is amazing. Hey man, y'all know who it is. It's your main man Baux, aka Northside Switzerland, aka Mr. Appreciate You, aka somebody mama like it and it's probably yours.